There's a simple truth that almost no one accepts because it dismantles all comfortable excuses. Discipline doesn't appear, but it decides everything. It doesn't bring immediate pleasure, doesn't generate quick applause, and doesn't yield pretty stories to tell at the beginning. Even so, it's the only thing that separates those who build something real from those who only live, planning, promising, and starting over. While many seek motivation, inspiration, or external signs, those who understand the value of discipline act, even when none of that is present. Have you ever noticed how most people live waiting for the right moment? They wait to feel good. They wait to have more time. They wait for more support. They wait for more clarity. And while they wait, life passes them by. Discipline begins exactly where waiting ends. It doesn't ask if you're excited. It doesn't negotiate with your mood. It doesn't depend on the recognition of others. It simply executes what needs to be done every day, especially on the days you least want to. At first, it seems too hard. It feels like you're going against yourself, against tiredness, against laziness, against the urge to procrastinate. But over time, you realize something important. Discipline doesn't violate you. It protects you. It protects you from impulsive decisions, from emotional give-ups, from endless cycles of frustration. It creates a solid foundation where before there was only loose intention. Most people confuse discipline with extreme rigidity, as if it were a prison. But true discipline is liberating, because those who depend on motivation live as hostages to their own emotional state. Those who have discipline act even when their emotions are not cooperating, and this creates a silent advantage. While many waver, you move forward. Slowly, perhaps. Invisibly, almost always, but you move forward. There's a detail that few people realize. Results don't appear at the same pace as the effort. There's a delay, a gap between what you do and what you reap. It's in this gap that most people give up, because it seems like nothing is happening. But it is. It's just not visible yet. Discipline works in the dark. It builds structure before showing results. Those who understand this continue. Those who don't stop do so on. Perhaps you've already experienced this. That phase where you do everything right, but see no return. Your mind starts to question. Is it worth it? Am I on the right track? Am I wasting my time? These questions arise not because you're making mistakes, but because discipline hasn't yet had time to manifest externally. The mistake lies in demanding results from a newly planted seed. Discipline isn't about doing a lot. It's about doing it consistently. Small, consistent actions overcome large, sporadic efforts. Most people prefer extremes. Either they do everything for a few days, or they do nothing for weeks. Those who build something lasting choose the less glamorous path. Consistency. A little bit every day, even when no one sees, even when no one praises, even when it seems insignificant. This is where the real difference emerges. While many live on promises, you live on actions. While many talk about plans, you execute steps. While many explain why they didn't succeed, you accumulate silent progress. And this progress, even small, creates something powerful: self-confidence. Not the inflated confidence of empty words, but the confidence of someone who knows they are doing what needs to be done. Discipline also reveals who you truly are when no one is watching, when there is no external pressure, when there is no immediate reward. What do you do? For most, this is a time to relax, to procrastinate, to distract themselves. For those who choose discipline, this is the most important moment, because it is there that character is built. It is there that you prove to yourself that you don't depend on ideal conditions to act. The world highly values the end result, but ignores the process. It applauds success, but doesn't see the repetitive, tiring, and silent days that built it. And those who live seeking quick recognition rarely sustain anything great, because when recognition doesn't come, motivation drops. Discipline doesn't. It continues, even in a vacuum. There's something curious about disciplined people. They don't always seem to be doing something extraordinary. On the contrary, their routine is simple, almost boring. But this repeated simplicity creates an absurd advantage over time. While others experience emotional peaks, they build a steady line of progress. And time, sooner or later, amplifies this. Discipline also teaches you to say no. No to distractions. No to shortcuts. No to immediate pleasures that sabotage bigger goals. This no bothers those who live on impulse. It makes you seem rigid, cold, or exaggerated. But in reality, you just understood that every choice has a cost, and you decided to pay the cost that builds, not the one that destroys. Over time, something changes internally. What once required effort begins to feel natural. Discipline ceases to be a constant struggle and becomes part of your identity. You no longer need to convince yourself so much. You simply do it. And this change is profound, because now it's no longer about willpower. It's about who you've become. While many are still deciding whether to begin, you're already moving forward. While many are trying to get organized, you're already in the rhythm. While many are starting over for the 5th time, you're in the middle of the process. And that creates a silent distance. Not out of arrogance, but out of consistency. Life responds to discipline in an inevitable way. Not out of justice, but out of logic. Those who prepare find opportunities. Those who train endure challenges. Those who persevere build competence. And competence attracts respect, results, and external trust. Not because you asked for it, but because you deserve it. Perhaps you're tired today. Perhaps the discipline seems too heavy. Perhaps you're questioning whether it's worth continuing to do what no one sees. If so, understand this. This tiredness is not a sign of failure. It's a sign that you're in the process, and the process is precisely where most people give up. Don't romanticize discipline, but don't underestimate it either. It doesn't promise ease, it promises results. It doesn't offer comfort, it offers growth. It doesn't give immediate pleasure, it gives freedom in the long term. Because those who discipline themselves today don't need to despair tomorrow. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to get everything right. You just need to keep going. You need to stay committed, even when you fail. You need to get back on track without punishing yourself too much. True discipline isn't rigid. It's resilient. It falls, adjusts, and moves on. If you've made it this far, it's because this message has resonated with something in you that already understands this. Even if you're still struggling to apply it, perhaps you're trying to build something important and feeling invisible in the process. Maybe you're tired of seeing less committed people advance faster in the short term. But remember, speed impresses, consistency builds. Now I want to ask you something direct. In what area of your life do you know exactly what needs to be done, but have been putting it off due to a lack of discipline? Write in comments, not to blame yourself, but to become aware. If this content resonated with you, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this now. Because in the end, it's not talent that decides who succeeds, nor luck, nor motivation. It's the silent discipline, applied every day, that transforms intention into results.